You coming up? Nope. Okay. Hey, kia ora. Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from. So we just kind of lost track of time. Here's these pop-up thingies again. You got to click them like 10 times before they go away. There it goes. But first of all, it's really sad. So what did you do today to relax? Please let us know in the comments below, because I always like to find out different ways that people relax, the different activities that they like to do, that's not work-related, that gets them offline, and that sort of, well, kind of sort of, because if you're doing genealogy, you're not really offline, but it's not work-related, so that's good. We started the day off, so I have a really cool story in that the person I met with yesterday, that we talked for like 3 hours, and we just had such an amazing connection yesterday, and I felt like it's somebody, you know when you meet somebody and you feel like you've known them forever? Well, this is kind of how I felt with this person I met yesterday, who was a new member in our mastermind group. And it turns out that her birthday is 2 days after mine. And so I asked the cheeky question. I said, just if you don't mind me asking, I said, what year were you born? Because I was just curious. It turns out we were born the same year, so I'm actually 2 days older than her. So it was kind of fun, and it explained a lot as to why we got on so well together, and why it felt like we had that connection, that we'd known each other forever, and it was really cool to find out, meet someone. And then it took me back to the time I went home for Christmas in 2018 on a last minute flight. And the girl next to me was from Mexico and asked me to help her. She could speak English fluently, but she couldn't read it very well. And so asked me to help her fill out the immigration form going into Fiji. And so we're sitting there, and I said, now that's asking for your date of birth. And so she starts writing down her date of birth. Her date of birth was the day before mine, same year. And I looked at her and I said, is that your birthday? And she goes, yes. And so I open up my passport and show her my birth date. And she sort of like looks at me like, so it was kind of cool. So now I've met two people born in the same month, within 1 to 2 days of me in the same year. So that's kind of cool when that happens. I've met several people who have been born on my birthday, who we share birthdays with. One I met on a river cruise. One was a vendor I worked with Holland America. I've got a couple of clients that ended up with their birthday the same day as mine. So it's just kind of interesting how it's out there and that sort of thing. So I think it's kind of cool when you meet somebody who's born around the same time as you. So that was a really cool discovery this morning. I actually discovered her birth date last night, and then asked her this morning and sent her the question last night, and shared the message waiting for me when I was waiting on my Facebook Messenger when I got up this morning. So we did go for our drive this morning, as you would have seen by our video this morning. We ended up getting Jack in the Box. They have these really yummy breakfast croissants. And Zeffy likes the hash browns, so we have to share the hash browns because I like their hash browns as well. So we shared a hash brown, and Zeffy was very grateful for that. And then we just went for a drive. I thought, it's nice out here. I didn't even look at the times. I had no idea what time we left the property, that we left the campground this morning. I know that it was just after 6 o'clock when I woke up. We got up. I don't even remember what time the live was this morning. And I was trying to find the receipt from the Jack in the Box thing. And then I remembered, oh yeah, they said they put it in the bag, and I'd already tossed the bag. Because when I went to get gas, that's when I threw the bag away. And I was like, yeah, well, that was a wise thing to do, because that would have had the timestamp on it. So we ended up going for this really cool drive. We headed back towards the RV park, but I thought, well, instead of going our normal way, I'm going to go a different way. And then when I got to a road that we normally turn left on, I decided to go straight ahead and see what was north. So we went for a drive up north towards Lake Pleasant. We didn't get as far as Lake Pleasant, and then we came back this other route, and we got the gas when we got back. That's why we didn't go all the way to Lake Pleasant, because I wasn't sure how many gas stations there were north of us. Because I suddenly looked down and went, oh, we're not far above a quarter. So yeah, we probably need to start heading back. And by the time we got back here to the RV, and we get inside, and it's like, It was starting to get a little warm outside. But the cool thing, and we got back here and we're sort of like, well, that was a really cool ride, and it felt like we've been gone for ages. It really felt like we've been gone for like hours. And we get back, we get inside, and I look at the clock, and it's 10:15. I'm like, well, heck, what the hell do we do now? But one thing that we did try in the car today, which we hadn't tried before because I didn't have it before, but I ordered. I don't know if I think I mentioned that we ordered I mentioned in this morning's thing that we ordered a spill-proof bowl in the back of the car for Zeffie, and this is it here. And as you can see, it's kind of got one side higher than the other. That's so when you put it on a seat in the back there, it sits flat. So this goes at the back of the seat. This goes towards, excuse me. This goes towards the front of the seat. This goes towards the back of the seat, and it keeps the bowl level. And then on the top, it's got these lips here, this rim that the water splashes up against and keeps inside. I put it in the car before we went for our walk this morning because we're basically leaving, and I had my water bottle sitting in the car as well because we basically came back from the walk, hopped in the car, and off we went. And so Zeffie hopped straight into the car, went straight to this because it was in the back there with her, sniffs it, took a lick of the water, and laid back down. Or actually, she went and sat over by the other side. And then she whined a lot, and I think it's because this was taking up space in the back seat, so she couldn't stretch out. But she had the entire back seat to herself. She gets buckled in on the passenger side. This was behind my seat. We drove around some corners. We went over some rough road. We went over the speed bumps, and it didn't spill a drop. And I had it probably about half full. So I was really, really impressed with this. And it stayed put on that seat cover we have at the back. And the seat cover we have at the back is waterproof. But yeah, it stayed there. So I was really, really impressed with that. And I will put the link for this in the comments below after the video is done. But yes, that was really cool. So I was really happy about this. So here we are, 10:15. We're up, we showered, we dressed, we went out for our walk. We went out and got breakfast. We sat somewhere and had breakfast. Then we went for a drive. Our final thing before we got back was to get gas, and then we came back to the campground. And it was 10:15 when we got back to the RV. And I'm like, what do we do now? So I was kind of at a little bit of a loss. So I went, sat down, did a little bit of genealogy. I also did some file swipes as well, and that is going through, thinking of when ideas pop up with me, I go and look for different things I can use, like images, quotes, basically images and quotes or websites, and I have swipe files that I go and put this stuff in. So when I need to talk about something, I have that information handy, or if I'm working on a marketing project and I need some inspiration, I've got these swipe files that I can use. So we did a little bit of that. Saw some really cute pictures too. And came up with some, and because of the pictures, I inspired ideas. So, and then I did some genealogy, which was I only worked on that for about an hour. And then I went and I've got 2 boxes that I'd taken out of the storage unit when I met the movers back in San Diego a couple of months ago. And I thought, I've got to go through those boxes. So I got myself all set up on the bed, got the TV, turned the TV on, and started watching this. I've got a series I'm watching called Line of Duty. And what Line of Duty is, it's a British program, and it can be watched through the BritBox, or if you're on Amazon Prime, I think the earlier seasons are on that. There's only 6 seasons so far, because they released season 6 this year. And there's only 6 episodes, about 6 episodes per season. And it's a really cool thing. And Line of Duty is it's based on the British police. And they have this unit called AC-12. And AC-12 is anti-corruption. So these are the police that investigate the police and internal investigators and stuff. So when there's an incident that involves police, these guys come in and investigate. And the whole season is based on one storyline. And I will tell you, the twists and turns in this thing, it's like, are you kidding me? And these programs they each run about an hour in length. And this is with no commercials. So commercial free, each episode is about an hour, so you've got 6 hours of this one story. And it's actually really good. And then at the end, on the very last episode, when they finish up the last episode, they give you an update, like if this person was charged, if there wasn't enough evidence, if they got let off, what happened to them, did they resign their position, were they kicked out of the force, were they prosecuted, if they weren't prosecuted, why, what's happened to them now. So it's sort of like a little update as to how the storyline finished, so you weren't left hanging and go, well, did they, they got all the evidence, but did they actually prosecute them? So it kind of ties everything up nicely. So that was a really cool one. The last one they had, what was it? The deputy inspector, he was like the top brass of the police. He was like the police commissioner equivalent, I think it was. And he actually ended up having to resign his position. he got a suspended sentence on one of his things, but they couldn't pin the other two things on him. But they were able to pin one on, and he ended up getting a suspended sentence, and of course he resigned his position. So that was really cool to watch that while I was sitting there sorting through all the stuff in the boxes.
It's 18 hours.
And I ended up with a list of, I have to do these return of addresses. I've got to go change of addresses. I have, the stuff's got to be filed. And then the stuff has to, so the box that was stuffed ended up with, this is trash, this is shred, this is to be filed, and this pile is my action pile, where basically it's just going in and notifying changes of addresses. So there's a lot of addresses you got to change. I hate doing changes of addresses, especially when you can't remember who's got your address, and you're going through this box and say, like, oh yeah, gotta do that one. Oh yeah, I forgot I got that magazine. I'm going to do that one, or maybe I'll just cancel that one. So those sorts of things. And that's been our day, and it's been nice and relaxing. And we did have a nap in there somewhere along the way, but it was only like about a half-hour nap. So we've been sitting in here out of the heat, because there is an excessive heat warning on right now, and they've actually extended it. It started today at 10 o'clock, going through to Saturday at 8 p.m. And we're currently, today, it had 114 Fahrenheit, which for Celsius is 45 degrees Celsius. And they're saying that the warning is for 111 to 119 degrees Fahrenheit this week through to Saturday, which for the metric people is 44 to 48 degrees Celsius. So we stayed inside and avoided the heat, and had both AC units going, and which is another reason I sat in the bedroom and watched the program, is because I can't turn one. Normally at night, I can turn the front AC off, have the back AC going while I watch TV. But if it's too warm, I've got to have both ACs going, and that means I've got to have the volume on that TV cranked up. But if I go in the bedroom, it's a little quieter. So you learn these things. And so tomorrow we have the movers arriving. So tomorrow morning I've got to go to the bank, and then I've got to go drop Zeffie off at a daycare place so that she's not sitting in the RV by herself for hours on end. And then I've got to meet the movers like around, I think it's between 11 and 12, I'm meeting up with the movers. And so I'm hoping it's not going to take too long to get the stuff unpacked. And they don't have far to go once they get to the storage unit. They go around the back, and they'll take the truck around the back, and then hopefully they won't have far from the truck to the storage unit. It's not a very far walk. So we'll be able to get that taken care of. Yay! And then I am done with that moving company, thank goodness. So I am praying that tomorrow goes nice and smoothly, and everything gets done as it should. And I want to be back here with Zeffie by 2:30. So I'm hoping that happens. But that's my goal, is to be back here in the RV by 2:30 before it hits the hottest part of the day. So it's going to be a busy week. I've got a busy week coming up, and it's just going to be super fantastic and sparkling. And we have already got the week planned out. What's this invoice for? Oh, can't lose that one. That's my one for Wednesday. So we've got a busy week coming up. Wednesday we get the three main shades, solar shades get put on the front windows, which is going to help a lot, because right now the RV faces south, so and that's the part that doesn't have solar screens on them. So they go in on Wednesday Wednesday between 11 and, I think he said he was going to be here around 11, or maybe it was 1. No, 11. 11 to 1, I think, is what he's got targeted for that. So, yeah, so that'll be awesome. Can't wait, yay! And then we'll get the full benefit of those shades. But anyway, so if you are in an area that's experiencing an extreme heat wave right now, please stay cool. Please be careful when you go out. Take water with you. Watch your doggie's paws. Zeffie will run out onto the road, and then she just comes back and she walks on the white concrete strip that's between the sites and the road. And then we get to the grass, and I keep her in the shaded areas on the grass, and so she kind of likes that. But then the minute she hits the grass, she just starts eating it. She's been eating a lot of grass lately. But she's doing fine with it. But anyway, go out, have a super fantastic sparkling evening. If you're watching this on YouTube, please click the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell if you want notifications of when we put up new videos. And apart from that, have a super fantastic sparkling. Oh, and don't forget to let us know in the comments below what you got up to today to relax. What did you do today that was relaxing? If you're in a heat area, what did you do to avoid the heat today? Did you go to the beach? Did you go swimming? That would have been nice. Go swimming. Yeah. We have a pool here. I don't know how I would have handled that. Yeah. I'm not going to go swimming. I don't go. I go swimming by myself anyway. But anyway, have a super fantastic sparkling rest of your Serenity Sunday. We'll catch you guys tomorrow for Magic Monday. Hei konara.